Greetings, tax tip lovers, and welcome to this week's top 5 tax facts in just 5 minutes. Come, gather round people to ponder how HMRC has changed yet more rules, this time relating to payment of capital gains tax. They may have forgotten to tell taxpayers who risk large penalties for not complying. Since April, UK residents who sell or gift UK residential property and make a taxable gain are required to report and pay any CGT within 30 days of completing the transaction. And before this, you had up to 22 months to do so. While tax professionals are likely aware of the change, the same may not be true of conveyancers, estate agents, and property sellers. Buy-to-let landlords and others who sold property to take advantage of the recent stamp duty holiday risk large penalties due to HMRC's rule change. Okay, here we go with what you need to know, with a little help from Klaus Meiner and the Scorpions from the height of perestroika back in the early 1990s. Static at this week's number 5 is the future's in the air. Similar rules were introduced for non-residents selling property in the UK back in April 2015. They should have been reported to HMRC at the time of their property sale, but those who waited until they completed their self-assessment tax returns incurred penalties, often in excess of £1,000. Down at this week's number 4 is I can feel it everywhere. Some penalties were overturned on appeal, but don't expect the same leniency for taxpayers who are resident in the UK, as HMRC will likely argue that you have less excuse for being unaware of the rules. Just inside this week's top 3 is blowing with the wind of change. Late filing attracts an initial £100 penalty. After 3 months, there are additional daily penalties of £10 up to a maximum £900. After 6 months, there's a further penalty of 5% of the tax due, or £300, whichever is the greater. And after 12 months, another 5% or £300 charge applies, whichever is the greater. A new entry at this week's number 2 is Take Me to the Magic of the Moment. For late payment, individuals face a fine of 5% of the tax unpaid after 30 days, at 6 months, and at 12 months. Staying at number 1 is the all-time classic On a Glory Night. While HMRC has deferred some taxes because of COVID-19, they appear to be rigorously enforcing the 30-day CGT payment deadline. Right now, it appears there's plenty of activity in the property market, and this CGT payment rule change has the potential to catch you out, particularly if you're one of those seeking to maximise the stamp duty holiday. This is of particular importance to buy-to-let landlords and those selling second homes, but does not affect the sale of property you've lived in as your main or only residence because of private residence relief. Just a final word of caution for accidental landlords, that's those who lived in a property before renting it out, where rules changed for the worse back in April, and you need to take professional tax advice before you sell the property, tax tippers. Okay, that's it. And as we reflect on yet more HMRC rule changes, we're left to accept that we can't change the direction of the wind, but we can adjust our sails. You can do nothing and stay in the exact same place and pay a shed load of tax unnecessarily, or you can use our done for you tax planning service for property owners. Just follow the link above for a free Power Hour review with property tax experts who are ex-PwC and ex-HMRC, and will make your property tax planning like it was our own. And that's our take on property sale rule changes and why we believe you need to take action, tax tippers. So, volume up, time to hit the link and let the Scorpions take you to Gorky Park. All right, stay bright. Catch you again for breakfast next week. Ta-ra!